and baby Elru.
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 You're watching the Joe Sona's song-by-song review of Pure Heroine by Lorde. So for the past week, I've been in the beautiful state of Michigan, and I'm finally home! Home is a good place to be. But while we were there, we went to a lake, and I brought my phone to the lake, and... Phone? We gotta wake up! Come on! We gotta get out of here! Come on, wake up! Phone! Anyway, it's just a phone. I mean, it's just a thing. I mean, it can be replaced. Today we're going to discuss the first album created by the artist Ella Yellick O'Connor, or as you probably know her, as Lorde. Look, it's so beautiful. I got it on CD because I loved it so much. For this review, I'm going to do the whole extended version, all 16 tracks. If you don't want to hear the whole review, then just skip to the end to my closing remarks. The very first track is called Tennis Court. This one is a great opener. I think it represents her music really well. It's got like a simple beat to it, and it kind of has a gothic feel, like most of her songs. Kind of dark and dramatic. How I interpret it is about living in the now. And that's one other thing that I love about Lorde's songs. They always have a unique idea expressed in each. My favorite lyric was, "We're so happy, even though you're smiling out of fear." You've probably heard that song on the radio. Next is a song called 400 Lux, which is one of her more obscure songs, but I think it's still great. It has a cool synth beginning sound. Hear that? It's really cool. I like that intro, and I love the syncopated beat towards the middle. That one's about drinking and driving, and what I've noticed about that one and a lot of other songs, she talks about teeth a lot. And next is the ever popular Royals, which was #1 on the charts for like forever. However much of a mega hit this is, it's not the best song on the album. I mean, it's a great song, but it's not the best. Just another album to show that popularity does not always measure quality. How I interpreted this song is it's about greed and modesty and how people in the world treasure their riches so much when they shouldn't. And I also like the flicking that goes on, like, never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies. Next one is called Ribs. I've watched interviews with Lorde, and people have asked her what her favorite song on her album is, and she says this song, but I don't really like it. It's pretty good, but it has too long and boring of an intro. I did like the beat towards the end, and how I interpreted it is that it's about coming of age. The next one, called BUZZCUT Season, I liked a lot more than the last track. It's about how ignorance is bliss, and about how most people in the first world like to ignore the world's problems because it's way too depressing, and to live in their own fantasy world. My favorite quote, I love that. Next one you've probably heard too on the radio. It's called Team. This one, like the title suggests, is about unity and how whatever we face together. And I love the chorus on this song. It starts out with just vocals, just her singing, and then it kind of, from the intro to the rest of the song, they repeat the same thing over and over again, and then it gets like lower. Show you what I mean. This is the intro.
Your greatness that you send the call out, 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 send.
That was weird, I thought, but it's still a really great song. Next is Glory and Gore. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. I really love the message portrayed in this song. It's about how leaders claim that war will be good for a civilization, but really it's just for their own glory, to have the spotlight focused on them. I love the syncopated beat in this one, and my favorite quote is, "We gladiate, but I guess we're really fighting ourselves." It kind of sums up the whole message of the song. This happens in several other songs on her album. There's like a low voice singing along with the higher voice, and it's interesting sounding. Next is called Still Sane. Out of 1 to 10, this song would be about 4. It's not terrible, but I didn't think it was super great either. Again, on this one, an odd low voice along with the main vocals. And this one, I think, told the story of how Lorde became famous and how she's still sane even though she's had all this attention on her. We're halfway done. Next one is called White Teeth Teens. The White Teeth Teens are a group of hip, popular kids in like high school. I like the beat in the chorus. Let me just give you a sample.
I know you love it when the hairpins start to drop.
There's an interesting vocal accompaniment that mixes oddly with the main vocals. Interesting, but good interesting. Next song is called World Alone. This one, the intro was like no other Lorde song. It had guitar. It was kind of reminded me of like alternative rock. What I thought it was about was how you don't need friends and you don't need to be popular to be happy. The ending drags on a little bit, but overall, this is one of the better songs on the album. Number 11 is called No Better. This one was one of my favorite songs on the album. It's very energetic and like gets you pumped up. And I like the syncopated beat that goes to this track. This song tells the story of a girl and her friends going on a road trip together. And what they discover on this road trip is that everything has an ending and nothing lasts forever. The next one is called Bravado. This is the first of an EP she released before this album. Pure Heroine Extended is the original 10 songs on the album plus the 5 extra songs that were released as an EP before. This one, to rate it from 1 to 10, would probably be between 5 and 6. Not a super amazing song, but still pretty good. I just don't think there are enough lyrics in this one. Too much instrumental. What I interpreted it as, instead of relying on someone else's experiences, having your own experiences and experiencing life yourself. Number 13 is a song called $1 Million Bills. This one had a very interesting intro. It's about using less than legal methods to attain money. And it was almost completely a cappella. There were like almost no instruments. It was just vocal harmonies and vocal melodies. Number 14 is The Love Club. This one I thought was great. And this was the first Lorde song I had heard before I bought the album besides Royals. And like any song on her album, it had cool vocal melodies and vocal accompaniments and harmonies. The Love Club is a gang, as far as I can tell. And it had just cute poppy melodies. Next is a song called Biting Down. I thought this one was really repetitive, and again, in an interview with Lorde, she said that this was her favorite song on the Love Club EP, which was what the EP was called. I disagree. I didn't really like this song very much. I mean, it was alright, but it didn't have enough lyrics in it. And it wasn't very catchy to me, and I wasn't really able to interpret this one. Number 16, the last song, is called Swinging Party. This one was a cover of a song by a band called The Replacements, and I think it works way better as a Lorde song. It sounds a lot more like a Lorde song to me. It's kind of a calmer, more mellow song. It's a very nice finish, but it kind of drags out a little bit. That's the only complaint I have with that song. So I would rate this album 9 out of 10. It's a very original style, and each song portrays a very unique, meaningful lesson. It's very metaphorical, and I really like that in music. My favorite song was No Better, and my least favorite song was Biting Down. So that concludes my review, and I hope you liked it, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you're wondering, my shirt says Mercury Avenue, and it's the name I chose for myself when I started making music. You could check out some of it in the link in my pants. But anyway, so beautiful.
Let's go down to the tennis court and talk it up like yeah.